everyone, and welcome to the 7th Kent Press and Broadcast Awards ceremony. I'm Rachel Knight from Maxim, the PR and marketing agency that organises the awards. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another online event. I know we're all zoomed out, totally over it, but the truth is we had to make a decision about whether to run this online or in person quite a long time ago, and we felt that the safest thing to do was to do it online, especially considering how busy and merry the ceremony can get. So here I am once again in our virtual ceremony room, which is also known as my kitchen. I have to confess it is a little bit lonely, so if you'd like to join in online using hashtag KPBA, that would be much appreciated. As it's been another really difficult year, we've had to scale things back a little bit. There are fewer categories, but they concentrate on individuals, and we're still here to celebrate and reward local journalism, something that's become even more important during the pandemic. On the plus side, fewer categories means this will be over quite quickly, so you can all pop down the pub if you want to afterwards. Somebody said to me last week they actually enjoyed the virtual ceremony because it meant their friends and family could watch online and join in. So I do hope that's what's happening, and maybe a few of you are having watch parties. Let us know on the hashtag, that would be great, thank you. This week we've been out and about delivering a goodie bag to every finalist, something that's only possible thanks to the sponsors. And doing nothing to dispel the myth that we spend all day drinking and eating, you'll find a bottle of wine in there from Maxim, as well as a bag of crisps to munch on during the ceremony, so do enjoy. You'll also find a programme in there, or if you haven't got a goodie bag, you can find it online at kpbawards.co.uk. It will list all the finalists and also tells you a little bit about the sponsors and our judges. Talking of which, we must say a huge thank you to our judges. They didn't get their line to decide the winners. They review each and every single entry. I do hope it goes without saying that Maxim has absolutely no say in the results that we're about to announce today. The judges see every single entry, and honestly, they'll fight to the death until they get what they want. Secondly, thank you to our sponsors, because without them, the Kent Press and Broadcast Awards simply wouldn't exist. It's a not-for-profit scheme that even going online, there are costs associated, and without them, we just wouldn't be able to do it. I'm continually amazed and extremely grateful because we're full 7 years. We've had sponsors who have taken a little break and come back to us, and we've also had sponsors who unfortunately have never experienced a face-to-face ceremony, but they've still did. So a massive thank you to you all. We also have to thank everybody who found time to enter the awards this year. I know a lot of you have been on furlough, so you couldn't access files, and the people who were still working were perhaps working several people's jobs. Obviously run off your feet, and I'm sure entering KPBA was the last thing on your mind, but you did find time, you did enter. And now, before we start the awards, I'm going to hand over to Andrew Metcalf, who would normally be doing the introductions at KPBA. He's elsewhere at the moment, but I think he's found Andrew.
Oh yeah, I think he's around. You want to know how he's getting on with the Kent Press and Broadcast Awards? Let me ask you. Andy!
Yeah?
Is Rachel on the phone? She wants to know how you're getting on with the Kent Press and Broadcast Awards.
Oh, bugger. Tell her it's all going really swimmingly.
He says it's all going really... Oops.
Before I go and get my best bib and tucker on and get ready to host the awards with Rachel, I'd just like to give my personal best wishes and good lucks to everybody who's actually shortlisted for this evening's awards. I know that this year has been rather challenging for the press, and once again, as always, you've stepped up to the mark and delivered for the county. So a big thank you to everybody in the county's media. You play such a massive and important role in keeping our communities informed and up to date on what's actually happening, and play a vital role. So thank you. I'd also like to thank the sponsors. Without them, we couldn't do this. I'd also like to thank the team at Maxim, and in particular Rachel, for everything that she does in pulling this awards ceremony together. Again, it's a massive task that all goes on swimmingly, just like the swan, gracefully across the pool, but underneath those little legs are flapping like bilio. But anyway, here's to a lovely evening, and good luck to everybody. Cheers.
Thanks for that, Andrew. Good to see you busy over there. All right, let's start the awards proper, and we'll kick off with Kent Broadcast Journalist of the Year. We must congratulate BBC South East for having 4 finalists in this category, and it's also unusual to see an all-female lineup. The award's sponsored by Eurotunnel, so I'm going to hand over to Natalie Benville to reveal the results.
Hi, I'm Natalie Benville and I'm from Eurotunnel Shuttle, and we're honoured to be supporting the Kent Press and Broadcast Awards for another year. Fingers crossed that next year we might be able to get together and celebrate in person. Huge well done for everybody that's taken the time to enter these awards. For those of you that have entered in previous years, you'll know that they're a fantastic event and Maxim put so much effort into it, so a huge thank you to Maxim. So for this year, we have sponsored the Kent Broadcast Journalist of the Year. So, without further ado, highly commended goes to Claire Starr of BBC South East. Well done, Claire.
This has been Claire's first year self-shooting and doing on-screen work for BBC South East, but she's managed to bring exclusive and original stories to air. She also works behind the scenes, helping to produce coronavirus coverage and programmes on a daily basis. The judges were impressed and said she was making good progress for someone so early on in her career. Congratulations, Claire. Back to Natalie to announce the winner.
And the winner of the Kent Broadcast Journalist of the Year goes to Zoe O'Brien of BBC South East. Huge well done, Zoe, and well done for everybody else that did enter.
A finalist last year, this year broadcast journalist and health producer Zoe has made it to the top spot. She was particularly proud of one of her stories that led to a 2-year-old being found after being missing for a year. She says it made her very proud of the industry and reminded her of the power of journalism. The judges said her stories were fascinating and memorable, particularly those that were related to COVID, and that Zoe was definitely one to watch. She's actually just moved to Look East, so we want to take this opportunity to wish her all the best with her new role. Well done, Zoe.
Let's move on then to the Kent Columnist of the Year. And very sadly, one of our finalists died last month. So we wanted to take this opportunity in a moment to remember Jane Wenham-Jones. She won this award last year and was excited to be a finalist again. Jane had just had her 7th novel published and was a valued columnist for the Isle of Thanet News. I delivered her trophy last year in a wet, windy afternoon down at the Port of Ramsgate, and it was very clear to see how much it meant to her to actually win the award and how much she loved what she did. And I know that she will be missed by all her colleagues, her friends, and her family. In terms of the Kent Columnist of the Year, it's sponsored by Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce. So I'm going to hand over now to Neil Vanstone for the results.
Firstly, I'd like to congratulate everyone that's been shortlisted for the Kent Press and Broadcast Awards of 2021. My name is Neil Vanstone. I head up the Membership and Events Department here at the Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce, which is an organisation offering a range of services to support you and your business. So without further ado, I would like to announce the Kent Columnist of the Year Highly Commended Award goes to Simon Finley of the Downs Mail. Congratulations, Simon.
Simon has been in journalism for 36 years, but the last 19 have been spent in Kent, editing weekly papers. He's now with the Downs Mail, where, as he puts it, he writes a monthly rant about the state of Maidstone. The judges were impressed with his social commitment, something that they believe is very important to the local media. And now let's go back to Neil for the winner.
And last but not least, I am delighted to announce, on behalf of the Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce, the Kent Columnist of the Year winner goes to Seb Riley, the Isle of Thanet News. Congratulations.
It's third time lucky for Seb, as he was a finalist in this category in 2018 and 2020. His columns address local community issues, and he says, as a lifelong Thanet resident, I'm passionate about supporting the local area and the people who live there. The judges liked his columns and the fact they focused on hyper-local subjects, including taking on the local MP over free school meals, and said he was a proper columnist, taking up the cudgels for the reader. Congratulations, Seb.
Okay, it's time for Kent Designer of the Year, and the honour of announcing that one falls to me. So I'm back with the blue envelopes. So the highly commended Kent Designer of the Year is Jonathan Brewer of BBC South East. Jonathan's been with BBC South East Today for more than 10 years as a director and graphics designer. He enjoys specialising in 3D design, animation and visual effects. The judges said he'd done some really clever stuff that caught the viewers' attention. They particularly liked the use of digital makeup to add David Bowie's signature lightning bolt to a reporter's face. Well done, Jonathan. Okay, now for Kent Designer of the Year, and that goes to Ashley Austin of KM Media Group. Congratulations, Ashley. Ashley joined the Kent Messenger Group in 1989 as a paste-up artist. I'm pretty sure a good proportion of the people watching this weren't even born then. In 2000, he took over as head of the department, overseeing the migration of the team to Adobe software, progressing to online and interactive graphics, and then to TV news graphics. The judges said Ashley really thinks about how to communicate the story, and they were particularly impressed with a feature on autographs, which they said was delightful. Well done, Ashley. And now for the Kent Feature Journalist of the Year. Now, if you remember, last year we split the categories into broadcast and print on the advice of the judges. So first of all, we've got the Kent Feature Journalist of the Year in broadcast, which is sponsored by video production company Digitom. Over to Tom Chown to announce the results.
Thank you, Rachel, and a huge congratulations to all this year's finalists. Fingers crossed that next year we'll all be back in person. But I'm really pleased that we can continue to support the Kent Press and Broadcast Awards and sponsor this category of Kent Feature Journalist of the Year. Let's find out who's highly commended. And it goes to Derek Johnson of ITV Meridian. Congratulations, Derek.
Derek has been an ITV on-screen journalist for 20 years, covering general news and often reporting live. The judges were particularly taken with his tribute to the flyers of the Battle of Britain on the 80th anniversary and thought his in-plane interview in a Spitfire was very clever. They added Derek really thinks about how to make all his features interesting. Congratulations, Derek. Back to Tom for the winner.
Which means there can only be one winner. And Kent Feature Journalist of the Year for broadcast goes to Colin Campbell of BBC South East. Congratulations, Colin.
Colin Campbell has been a correspondent at BBC South East Today for 15 years. For the last year, he's worked as a news reporter, but also produced features and investigations. The judges were impressed by his story on a teenager who was groomed over Snapchat by a County Lines gang to sell drugs, but they were particularly impressed with the discovery of a secret storage unit for hundreds of migrant boats at a Border Force yard in Dover. They said that looking at the quality of the journalism, he just had to win this award. Well done, Colin.
So let's now find out who is the Kent Feature Journalist of the Year in print. And by that we mean the written word, so the features could be online. This award is sponsored by MHA McIntyre Hudson, so it's over to Sue Rathmell to announce the results.
Hi everybody, my name is Sue Rathmell and I'm a partner with MHA McIntyre Hudson in Kent. We're delighted to be sponsoring for another year the category Kent Feature Journalist of the Year, and I hope you're all watching the event. Hopefully next year we can all be together. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you who has won the highly commended Kent Feature Journalist of the Year. This is print, by the way, and the winner is Jack Dyson of Kentish Gazette. Well done, Jack.
Jack says the key to feature writing is being able to engage your audience even when the topic wouldn't usually interest them. He believes each of his submissions achieved that while also being informative and sensitively handled. The judges agreed, saying his features were well written, provocative, and included some real local characters. Let's go back to Sue now to reveal the overall winner.
Now, who is the winner of the Kent Feature Journalist of the Year, the print category? And the winner is Lydia Chandler Hicks of Kentish Gazette. Well done, Lydia. Fantastic.
Lydia has been a reporter at the Kentish Gazette since completing her MA in journalism in 2017. She was a finalist last year, but has now gone one better, becoming Kent Feature Journalist of the Year in print. She says it's been a particularly busy year with some reports on furlough, but she's made a real effort to regularly produce features on a wide range of topics. The judges particularly liked her feature on a former prisoner and drug addict who has turned his life around. They said it was a fascinating, detailed and gripping portrait of a reformed criminal. Congratulations on your win, Lydia. Next up is Kent New Journalist of the Year, which is for journalists in their first 2 years of work. The judges want us to note that they were particularly encouraged by the journalists coming through KMTV, saying they had a real sense of public purpose and held people to account. This award is sponsored by EKC Group, so it's over now to Jamie Weir to reveal the results.
Hi, I'm Jamie Weir, the Director of External Affairs at EKC Group. We are a family of 6 colleges and 4 additional business units that stretch across East Kent. And today I'm sitting in our Broadstairs training hotel, the Yarrow. It's a live commercial 4-star Visit England hotel, but with a bit of a difference. Hosts a number of students from the college, so they get to come here and develop their skills in a proper commercial environment, which is a little bit similar to the award that we're sponsoring this year, which is Kent New Journalist of the Year. Obviously, all of those new journalists are going out and developing their skills in the kind of, vibrant news desks that we've got across East Kent. Huge congratulations to all of you. It's something that's really close to all of our, So without further ado, on to the New Journalist of the Year, highly commended. And the highly commended Kent New Journalist of the Year is Tommaso Domidio of KMTV. Right, huge congratulations, Tommaso, well done, that's great.
Tommaso hasn't been in broadcast journalism long, but he says he's immensely proud of his submissions, which all engage with the audience in different ways. The judges liked the way he explained his stories and also noticed that one of our judges featured as a spokesperson, although we're assured they didn't influence the results. And now back to Jamie for the winner.
And on to this year's Kent New Journalist of the Year, which is Katya Fowler of KMTV. Well done.
Says the last year has been an incredible time to work in news. With people furloughed, there were times when there were only 4 team members, so she has had more responsibility and experience than she could ever have imagined, immersing herself in all areas of the production process. The judges particularly liked her thought-provoking piece on the reunion of a care home resident with his daughter when COVID restrictions eased, with one judge even tearing up at the story. Well done, Katya.
Okay, now for Kent Print Journalist of the Year, which is sponsored by Southeastern, and it's over to Paul Prentice to announce the results. I must say I'm very impressed that he's dressed up for the occasion. Paul.
I'm Paul Prentice. I'm Media Relations Manager for Southeastern Railway, the main train company for Kent, Sussex and South East London. And we're a proud sponsor of the Kent Press and Broadcasting Awards this year for the Kent Print Journalist of the Year. I don't know why, sometimes you're all absolutely beastly about us, but hey, it makes us feel good, so let's get on with it. So without further ado, the winners. And highly commended Kent Print Journalist of the Year is Katie Heslop of Kent Messenger. Well done, Katie.
Katie started her career in Essex as a trainee reporter before joining the Kent Messenger in December 2019, gaining her national qualification in journalism the same month. Judges said her interviews were deep and her submissions were very varied, all showing great storytelling and sensitivity. Congratulations, Katie. Now for the winner.
And the Kent Print Journalist of the Year is Jack Dyson of Kentish Gazette. Well done, Jack.
Jack says he became a journalist because he wanted to conduct investigations, hold power to account and give a voice to those who would otherwise go unheard, something he believes he managed in each of his entries. The judges liked all his stories, saying they were well written, hard-hitting and important. Congratulations, Jack.
And now for the penultimate award of the day, the Neil Bell Kent Sports Journalist of the Year, supported by Kent Cricket. For those who don't know, Neil won this award for 3 consecutive years before he sadly passed away. It seemed only right that we rename the award in his honour. I must also say that the judges this year said that the category was really imaginative and full of lots of creative ideas. So congratulations to all the finalists. Right, let's head over to Becca Smith for the results.
Hi, my name's Becca Smith from Kent Cricket. We're delighted to be supporting the Kent Press and Broadcast Awards. It's great that we're able to come together and celebrate the phenomenal talent in the county. It's my honour to present the Neil Bell Kent Sports Journalist of the Year Award. Firstly, highly commended in this category is Ollie Collins of KMTV.
Ollie says sport has always been his passion, and being able to report on the best Kent sports action is a privilege. He's also a Gillingham fan, and his father was good friends with Neil Bell, who was an ever-present face at the Gills. Ollie said it would be an honour to be considered for this prestigious award. One of the judges actually found themselves joining in with the exercises during Ollie's piece on staying active during lockdown, although we don't know if the judge actually continued with all the good works. They said his pieces were remarkable and inspirational, so well done, Ollie. Let's head back now to Becca for the winner.
Now for the winner. Without further ado, the winner of the Neil Bell Kent Sports Journalist of the Year for the 2nd year running is Juliet Parkin of BBC South East. Congratulations, Juliet.
This is the 2nd year in a row that Juliet has been named as the Neil Bell Kent Sports Journalist of the Year. And as a former colleague of Neil, we're sure he'd be over the moon. Juliet says she's been involved in sport ever since she could run, but in all that time, she has never seen such extraordinary challenges as those posed by the coronavirus pandemic. People have asked her if there was any sport left to cover with so many events, leagues and facilities forced to shut down, but she says it's been quite the opposite. The sporting stories of resilience, fortitude and community spirit have not only been plentiful, but a real privilege to tell. The judges said she was head and shoulders above the rest, and they particularly enjoyed her piece on the teenage swimmer who kept up his training during lockdown in a garden paddling pool. They called it a real cut above. So congratulations, Juliet.
Okay, on to the final category of the afternoon, and a new one for this year. The 2020 award was created to recognise the efforts made by the county's media to serve our communities during the pandemic. It's sponsored by BAE Systems, so I'm going to hand over to Dan Palmer for the results.
Hello everyone, I'd first of all just like to say a huge congratulations to all of this year's finalists from everybody here at BAE Systems, Electronic Systems in Rochester. We're extremely proud to support the Kent Press and Broadcast Awards this year, and particularly for this award, the 2020 award, which recognises those people who have had to make an impact in their communities and tell stories to people in really kind of difficult and trying times. So it's something that we've been really proud to support our communities here at BAE Systems, and it's something that really pleased that some of our journalists and Kent media could get behind as well this year. So first of all, I'd like to announce the 2020 award, and this goes to the Downs Mail.
The Downs Mail launched a 75-day campaign to save Maidstone's Hazlitt Theatre and managed to do just that. The Borough Council was considering closures to save money after losing out on revenues such as parking and business rates during the pandemic. The Downs Mail gained support from the public and had key contacts which enabled them to break all the important stories online and in print. The judges were impressed with the campaign and that the theatre had been saved. So congratulations to Simon and the team. Now back to Dan for the final announcement of the afternoon.
And now it gives me great pleasure to announce the winner of this year's 2020 award. And the award goes to the Isle of Thanet News. Congratulations, everybody involved. All the best for 2021.
The Isle of Thanet News is an independent publication created in 2017 to serve the residents of Thanet. During the pandemic, one of their aims has been to make sure that people have useful information explaining everything from the lockdown rules to where and how to access support. Editor Kathy Bales says that despite the darkness the pandemic brought, it was also important to celebrate those dedicating their time to helping others. By linking up with a local GP to write a series of articles on the vaccination drive, she even managed to help several people who were having difficulties in getting jabs, despite being eligible. The judges said the Isle of Thanet News was revelatory. They really pulled it out the bag and did a great job for the local community. They even helped to get people jabbed, and in a pandemic, what journalists could do more. Congratulations to Kathy and your very small team for making such a big difference. And with that, the presentations are over for another year. Now, you may remember that last year we introduced the Golden Pen and the Golden Microphone Awards for any entries that didn't quite fit into a category. We haven't forgotten about them, they just won't be awarded every year. And this is one of those where the judges felt that all the entries were suited to their categories. And actually, they didn't even argue that much, which is very unusual. Time for a final few thank yous. Firstly, to our sponsors who supported the awards during such a hard year, as we genuinely couldn't run KPBA without them. And the same goes for our judges who give up their time for free. Massive thank you to everybody who entered the 7th Kent Press and Broadcast Awards. Hopefully we'll see you in person next year and we won't have to do our toasts virtually. And a final thank you to my colleagues at Maxim, because this year hasn't been easy for us either. So a big thank you to everyone who helped me put this together. And now back to Andrew for a final few words.
So that was a great evening, and congratulations to all our winners. I'd just like to say a couple of things before we head off to the after awards party, which in my case is on my own at the bottom of the garden, alternative Maxim Arms bar. It would have been lovely to have you all here. We've had a pizza, barbecue. The fridge is fully stocked, and but hey, that wasn't meant to be. But next year we'll hopefully be all together in Canterbury celebrating what you guys do best, which is being the county's media. A quick thank you also to Rachel, because without her these awards would not happen. Without her drive and determination to work with sponsors, to arrange entrance, to make sure that the event and the awards goes off seamlessly. It's a massive achievement, and I think it is something of which Maxim is hugely proud to be involved with. Here's to 2022, when we hope we have a lot more of this and a lot less of this, and we get back to doing what we do best, which is working together to promote the county, to highlight issues, to celebrate and to commemorate, and basically say how great a county we actually live in. So, well, one final cheers, and here's to 2022. Cheers, everybody.
Finally, a thank you to everybody who found time to enter the awards this year. I know it's not been easy. We've had people on furlough. Can you hear the barking? I can definitely.
Simon had been in journalism for 36. Whatever.
Groomed over Snapchat. Who was groomed over Snapchat by account.
He's now with the Downs Mail, where, as he puts it, Not a take.
Katie started her career in Essex as a training reporter before joining the Kent Messenger in December 2009. No, probably wasn't born then. the Downs Mail launched a 75-day campaign to save Maidstone's Hazlitt Theatre. Maidstone's Hazlitt Theatre.
So let's go on that next.
Now, you may remember that last year we introduced the Golden Pen and the Golden Microphone Awards for any entry. Ooh. Right.
So here we are again, take 7.
And we must congratulate BBC South East for having 4 finalists in this category. It's also unusual to have an all-female line-up. By linking up with a local GP to write a series of articles on the vaccination drive, she even managed to help several people who were having difficulties in getting jabs, despite being eligible. Done that 3 times now.
Ends.